Fulham won, Arsenal won. Joel Bayer, Luke Henry, you're with me, big Arsenal fans. Abby Summers, a big Tottenham fan. Abby Summers, I haven't seen Abby smile like that in a long time. Joel, your thoughts on the performance and where this leaves Arsenal in the title race?
Yeah, I think, we have to be smart. When you're going to Craven Cottage, you've seen how well they've done this season. They are probably the most informed team in the league besides Liverpool Football Club. You have to make sure that you treat them with respect. And if you've got 2 or 3 of your players out of position, getting caught on the counter, and then you've got Kivior, who's not known to be the fastest, you're putting yourself in a bad situation. He needs to be in a better position himself, by the way. His starting point was awful. He could cost us the Champions League. He really could. Forget the league. He could cost... I'm furious about that. But then on top of that, it goes back to the situation where we're relying on the same players again. If it's not Saka getting you out of trouble, then who is it? Yes, Havertz is there and he can, he can put pressure on defenders, but it goes back to the fact that we need a number 9, Luke. We do.
Is that the biggest issue here, Luke? Number 9, someone who's scoring 30 goals a season.
Before you go to Luke, I don't want to see Trossard starting a football match. He comes on in the last 20 minutes. If you look at it, right, we do much better when he comes on, and instead of Martinelli coming on, because look, you can see there, when you need someone with the education, with the development, it's just not what we have in Martinelli at the moment. It's not.
Luke, your thoughts on that? Luke, I'm just looking at the images here of the Arsenal players. It's only December the 8th. There is still, I know we joke about being at the title race, but this will hurt because of that last minute goal that was disallowed. But you 6 points behind Liverpool, and they've got a game in hand. And it's a Liverpool team that have won 11 from 14 this season. Where does this leave your title chances?
Well, let's just relax because I think the narrative changes a lot in the conversation if we go on and that goal is onside, because we having a different conversation about that's a sign of a good team and that's what they do.
Yeah,
they find a way. I'm a bit gutted. I'm a bit annoyed, but you know what? Let's go back to the game last season.
Let's stop being diplomatic.
I'm not being. Let's go back to the game last season, okay? And we got absolutely torn apart by Fulham, and that was in the same bit of a title race. So the fact that we've came here and you said you give the team respect. Well, we earned respect, and they gave us respect in their first half. We had a lot of the ball, and they took the goal very well, but we had a lot of the possession. And in the second half, it's been all Arsenal. Let's have it right. So we can say what we want, and we go and win the game 2-1. It's a completely narrative. But let's be honest, we are disappointed because we've dropped 2 points. I don't want to hear about this is what we need, we need that, and whatever the case may be. Let's just
Luke, it is what we need. But it is what we need, Luke. Yeah, but you can't say this is not what we need. It is what we need, because if we talk about it at the right time. But it is the right time, Luke. When do you want to talk about? Well, we've got 3 points
right now, please.
It's always going to be
well, we've got 3 points.
Yeah, but it's always going to be the right time, because I don't hear these conversations when we win football matches.
No. It's still there. It's just that we're elated that we've won the game. But the reality is, it's still there. We still need a striker, Luke. We do.
I know, but then you've been criticising Martinelli. He was the one that got the assist for the goal for Saka. So then it's
did it count?
Roundabout. Well, it's not his. Did it count?
Was he offside?
Yeah, he was offside.
So what I'm saying is sometimes there's an intelligent. No, it is, because sometimes when you develop right, development isn't just I can do a couple side steps, etc. It's knowing what to do, when to do in different parts of the game. When you're throwing the ball at the back of someone's head and you're doing all this kind of stuff, getting booked in silly places, that's not what we need right about now. No. And development, right, is also down to temperament. It's not just your physical attributes. It's knowing what to do here, Luke. And that's my issue with some of our players. How many points have we dropped this season because of a lack of composure, a lack of development, a lack of experience? How many times have we done that this season? Bournemouth.
That wasn't
Bournemouth. No. But Saliba did not need to make that tackle there.
But that's Trossard. That was Trossard's fault for a poor back pass, and I don't think Saliba intentionally brought him down. If you watch it back, he went around him. I'm not saying it's not a red card, but I'm not revisiting things like that.
When the season finishes, this is the point though. Yeah, but Luke, when the season finishes, you then look at key areas and key moments and you go, what could you have done better?
Yeah, for sure. But we could
those are the points. When you look at us not winning last season, you look at Fulham, you look at Villa, you look at West Ham. Yes. That's what you look at, right?
I know, and we're going to do it this season. But my issue is that conversation is done, and it's redundant. We can't change it. All you've got to do now is focus on to the next game. If you look at that 90 minutes today, we've been the better team. We've had a lot of the ball, and we've actually
didn't create enough chances.
Didn't create enough, and I said that to you during the game. Yeah, I said our chance creation isn't great at the moment in time, and that's why I've come full circle. We need a striker, but We did find a way. I know I keep going. But like
we didn't find a way.
It's a marginal
We didn't
offside and
find
it's
a way.
offside. But I know we didn't. But
you just said we found a way.
well, we did. Like we literally
We
nearly
almost
did,
found a
and
way.
we almost found a way, and then the conversation completely changes. But I'm not going to talk about. What happened 6 weeks ago. It's just about that game. And you know what? We're frustrated because we didn't come away with 3 points.
I respect
and then
you.
We go on some,
I respect you,
and then we go
but
on
you're
some,
waffling right about now.
No, but-
because the truth is, right, we don't have clear plan Bs and plan Cs. We don't.
Well,
and for
in
me,
what
that's
way?
what I'm saying. Because for
I
me,
completely
you look at a
disagree
game
with
like that, and you go, oh, at least if you look at the Odegaard situation, you go, you know what? When Yeri can come on and there's a bit of sizzle in there. If you take off Havertz, right, what do we have? We've got a bunch of other false nines who don't really know what they're doing there.
Okay, but
Right?
then again...
So how can we expect to be winning a league and we don't even have someone that can be a substitute to Havertz?
Well, I agree with that, but then we both said off air that Nottingham Forest was on our best performances of the season, and Kai Havertz didn't start that game, and and Arteta made 6 or 7 changes, and we played Jesus, we played Trossard, and we played Mourinho and Jorginho, and everyone was saying this was really good performance, and then we went away to Sporting, he changed the game again and scored 5. So what I'm not going to do here is have like this revisionism about this team not being good enough. We can understand that the team needs a number 9, but I'm not being funny, no team is perfect. Manchester City want players, Chelsea want players, Liverpool will probably be asking for a number 6. This is the squad we have, and this is the squad we said. Sam asked us the question half an hour ago about if we think the team is good enough.
The squad is good enough, I said.
And you nodded at my head when I said about if we have everyone back and we have a squad that's really equipped to go for the Premier League and the Champions League. Yes, we need a number 9, and I've given you the reasons why I think it's difficult to get a number 9, because we want someone to put the ball in the back of the net. And there's me criticising Kai Havertz, but what did he do? He actually gets the assist for Saliba's goal. So I'm not. You can say I'm waffling.
No, we're not blaming Havertz.
I'm not
First of
blaming
all,
Havertz.
I'm not blaming
But what
Havertz
I'm not
either.
gonna do-
But I'm saying we need more. We need to find other ways to win, because if the corners don't work, right, which fair enough, we did really well today, but if the corners don't work, right, and if Havertz if Saka's not scoring, there's not enough goals from our other forward areas to help us win the league.
But you're saying that
win the league.
But you're saying this on the back of we went to West Ham and we scored 5 goals.
Sporting.
And we scored 5
They
goals.
had they had a bug. Everybody knows they had the food bug.
What bug?
Didn't you guys know?
I never knew that.
They had a
I didn't
food
know
bug.
When,
I
no
didn't
one
know
knew
that.
that.
Trust me, mate. I was there with West Ham guys. They'll tell you
What
they had a
bug
food
was
bug.
it?
Oh, it's food.
Was it
Can't get out of my
allergies
half
and like
itis
that.
or something.
Something.
Well, okay,
we
so
can bring it
not,
up.
That's not, okay. So that's now our fault, is it?
No, it's not our fault.
No, that's
We can only beat
but
who's
then-
in front of us. But what I'm saying is you're not gonna get them you're not gonna get those opportunities every week. It's not gonna be like that every week.
No, I'm not saying it's going to be like that every week.
Because
but
you're pinpointing those performances, but if I bring up Bournemouth or I bring up, if I bring up anything else, Brighton.
No, but Brighton.
But
Brighton. We still
Silly red card.
Silly red card. But come on.
Silly.
Oh, it's a silly red card. But come on. Have you seen it been given this season since?
Yeah,
Oh,
to
no.
us.
Yeah. Anyone else? And I'm not like playing the violin. Just a bit of consistency. If you
That's
actually
fair.
look,
That's
if
fair.
you
I
look
agree
at-
with you on that.
If you look at the game, we actually had the better chances in that game. And at 10 men, we still did enough. Even though we were poor, we went to a defensive structure. We still have the chances with Havertz and Saka. So then we went to the Etihad, and I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, we were very unlucky. Unlucky is probably the wrong word, not to come over and get over the line. But the draw was still a valiant effort about what we did.
Look,
And
do
and that was at the
you know what the
Champions.
difference is between us and those other serial winning clubs?
Yeah, they go out and buy and want to win.
It's that,
But you
and
think I
also
don't wanna win?
and it's also the excuses are limited.
I'm not making excuses.
You've had a bag of excuses in the last 5 to 6 minutes.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying what it is.
And
But if
I'm
you
being
think-
honest. It's not good enough.
All right. What?
It's not good enough.
Fine.
It's
but
not.
if you think I'm going to come in here and start just waxing lyrical and start saying things just for the sake of it because there's a mic in front of me, I'm not going to do that.
I'm not
going to
saying
try
that.
and give
I'm
you a
saying
fair
I'm
and
saying
I
I'm
will give you
saying we need to be honest.
Right.
Right.
Honestly,
and we need to go, all right, cool. We played better than Fulham today overall.
Yeah, and we did win. And I'm annoyed and disappointed by that.
We deserve to
But
win.
that
But
doesn't necessarily
if
mean I need to
we
throw my
want
toys out the pram.
the reason why we are 6 points behind with a game in hand to Liverpool,
Yeah,
right?
it's
and
because
not taking,
of the
it's because of us.
inconsistencies and the start of the season. Yeah, I'm not knocking
Right,
that.
right.
But if you
And now we're in a position where we've put ourselves in a position where we have to win a game where when you play all right, good, it's not good enough.
Yeah, the
right?
result is not
and
good
then
enough.
when you look at the armour that we have, which is not enough, it makes it even harder.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we can't
And
be
I-
here.
Sure, you were saying to me you were happy with the squad that you guys have got.
You can't. I've been honest
You
with what
were.
I've said. You can't just have a go at me for saying.
I mean, I did ask you that question at the start.
And I gave you.
And what did I
said.
say? I said that up front is where there's the issue, right?
I agree, but there's
You-
no.
Did I
point-
not say that?
You have
I did
fundamentally
say that, though.
flip-flopped on that, because when you got what you thought was the winner, you gave a really empowering speech, and you were like, rah, rah, rah,
Did I-
rah,
did I say-
this,
did I say-
that, substitutions. And then, of course, as soon as it was disallowed, you just went back into your little shell
I
again.
can't remember what I said when we
I'm sure you
celebrated.
can't.
by
This
the
is
way.
what we
It's
do.
all right,
This is-
that's
Do you know
why
what?
we've got
You
clips.
can
If the
check
goal
it out.
stood, it would have been emotional.
Yeah.
It would have been good for
It was
Twitter.
even funnier
But-
that
and
it didn't stand.
And that's
Yeah.
when I said to Abby, I find it hard to criticise because I know the level of the team. And yeah, we haven't got over the line in the Premier League and whatever, and I get that. And I'm not making excuses. But I don't.
are.
No, I'm not. I'm not making excuses about the fact we haven't got over the line this season. It's just what in the recent seasons. What I'm saying is that I won't change my opinion after. Compared to the 2-1 to make it 1-1, that doesn't change the overall picture and the overall performance. Before the game, I've said that I think we need a striker, and I've come full circle and understand. I understand that we always want to improve. Mikel Arteta said it in the week. We want to be kings of everything. If you think I'm not disappointed with this draw, I am, because I know the significance in the title race. Sam asked me during it, and I said, we need to win. I know we're on top, but we need to make it count. The game is not done yet. But it's the fact that we thought we won it, and we haven't. I'm annoyed and gutted.
Do you know,
but
I'm very interested to see what our stats are when it comes to like shots.
Yeah, and what did
on
I
the
say?
goalkeeper.
And what did
I
say?
really can. Someone please pull up the
Yeah,
stats, please.
I'm on it.
I bet
Right.
our chance creation again.
And then I want to, and then
12 shots in the game,
12 shots.
4 on target, 8 off target.
Okay, cool. And how many shots did Havertz got? I'm not trying to.
66% possession. How many shots did
Havertz have?
I
in the
don't know
game?
that start talking
Yeah,
about. I'm
but
sorry.
that's what I'm saying, Joe.
Cool.
I said that during to you. I said if you look at the way Havertz plays, he's a multifunctional sign, and it's not his fault because he's
Can I
dropping
just say,
in, playing within the
I'm going through
pockets.
Twitter right now, and the number one trend in the UK, and the one that's taking more stick than anyone else, is Gabriel Martinelli. And it's not the
Well,
first time
I
I've gone
spoke
on
about- I
Twitter.
spoke about it
You did indeed.
earlier
But
on.
is that also that left hand side you mentioned? You prefer seeing Trossard come off the bench, but you talk about the centre forward. Is that also an area this season where
They're the two
you
areas.
need
Even,
improvement, right?
even Luke said it earlier on. The left-hand side needed to be addressed. I mean, Abby said when I said, you know what, we got Raheem Sterling, and we thought at the time
What was
it
that
might
also?
be.
I'm sorry, that was one of the most bizarre signings of the season.
Well,
Who the hell sanctioned that at Arsenal?
Panic.
He doesn't come off the bench, does he?
Panic.
He didn't come on today.
No, of course, he never comes on,
Well,
does he?
it's a strange one, especially because the way the social media team and the way we hyped it up. I thought actually it
And
wasn't
Arteta knows him well.
I didn't think it was actually going to be a loan signing at one point. I genuinely thought the way the first day of training and behind the scenes and stuff, I was like, this doesn't feel like just a loan signing. This feels like maybe if he gets 5 good 10 games. At that moment before he kicked the ball, I was like,
It was international break,
this,
wasn't it?
This,
And they were
feels
showing
like
the clips.
18-month contract. You know, it was weird.
I got why you would get him. I
Well, we
understood that, but that shouldn't have been your key
No.
strengthening.
I got this.
Key player
what?
to strengthen you.
Well, put it like
posted
this, right?
Saliba
if
in
you're
the
in a
Stoke
title
top.
race.
Put it like
Yeah, I
this.
saw that.
Last season, we scored 89 goals.
Yeah.
Right? With the attacking firepower that we had, we scored
Mm-hmm.
89 goals. We then, right, we need another player to get us over the line,
Yeah.
right? We took out Reece Nelson and replaced it with Raheem Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, what you're asking to do is you're asking and relying on the same attackers to replicate that,
Yeah.
which is, I think, very difficult.
Of course.
Which is why I said we needed someone, maybe a left winger. But then I've watched us over the season and I've gone, oh, okay, now I see why we probably just need a number 9. Not because of the number 9, because of their natural minded profile of being
Yes.
a number 9. But what I'm not going to do, I know that, so I can park that. And whether people think we might need a left winger, that's a conversation that I'm willing to have, and I can see that. But what I'm not going to do is when a result comes in like that, I will judge it on the 90 minutes that I've seen and not anything else. That's what I will do. So, yeah, I know we need a number 9, but I will praise Kai Havertz for getting the assist. I'll have a go at Martinelli because I think it's quite lazy his foot's onside. But I'm not going to go about...
That's
poor.
the basic, isn't it?
And
poor.
that's the thing. And this is
Yeah, but
this is my issue, though, Luke.
I'm not making excuses, that's poor.
This is my
But
issue,
then-
Luke. This is what I'm saying. There's a certain intelligence that you have to have when you're playing
don't
football.
think that's intelligence.
No,
That's
it
just
is
look at the
intelligence.
line.
No, there is intelligence, Luke. I'm being serious. It is intelligence because you know, right? You know you're a forward player. And you know what it's like in the league. I'm not saying that you can't get caught. Everyone gets caught, all right?
But I think he's just...
I
he needs to
look at a lot of the stuff that he does, and I think a lot of his decision making, I look at it and I worry about if he understands the game at the level that he should at his age. Now, if you look on the opposite side and you look at Saka, you
Yes.
see intelligence.
Yes, I
and you
agree.
see a player that's
But
developed
Saka
even...
is a world-class player.
even
That's the
he's-
difference.
Yeah, and but we all thought, that Martinelli would have probably had a bigger ceiling than Saka. Ask Liverpool fans
Really?
at one point. Liverpool fans, how much you lot used to rave over
Klopp
Martinelli
did call him the
in the
talent of the
beginning?
century,
No, he
didn't
was when he first burst.
Incredible. Abby,
But
you
better
have
Saka,
no
wow.
idea.
Okay,
The development.
I understand that, and it's about the development, and sometimes it doesn't always pan out. But I feel like Saka is proven over a longer period of time. So you might see a player in their first season
one,
and a
two.
half.
He's had long enough.
Okay, well, for example, I'll give you an example. Dele Alli had 2 seasons where he was absolutely unbelievable, was linked with Real Madrid going for 180 odd million. That didn't pan out for various reasons, but he was being called world class because he had 2 world class seasons. But to be truly world class, you have to do that over season. So on a smaller sample size of Martinelli, on a season and a half, you might have thought we've got a world class player here. But the difference, Saka's done that for 5-6 years.
I don't even want him to be world class.
No, but
I just want his
we're talking about
development.
the difference of a player, one that is Saka, who is reliable, and one of Odegaard, who are both world class players, and you're unbalanced because you don't have that on the left hand side.
All I'm saying is development. When you look at everybody across our midfield, you can see development. And when I look at everybody in that midfield, bar Marino, because obviously he's just calm, and obviously when He's still a baby. The development that Martinelli has had has really slowed down. It really has.
In the summer, when you're having a look at whether it's a number 9 you need or a left-sided player, if you can see that the development in the last season or so has stunted a little bit or not gone to where you want it to be, as a board, are you not saying we need to get someone that's going to challenge him, not Trossard, who's great off the bench and is clutch in that position? You need someone that's going to challenge Martinelli to lock down that spot above Martinelli, above Trossard.
Agreed.
And that's where your shortcomings
are.
No,
that's
agreed.
The bottom line. No, agreed. I think when you look at the window, for me, we was joking about it off air, and sometimes I don't mention it.
Look at that lovely team.
We'll do Spurs in a second, Abby. It's not all about you. Back to Arsenal. Come on. Can I throw you one thing?
Minutes.
Again, I'm going through, as you guys are talking, I've got to say, I'm loving this. I'm looking at the people are loving this. Some people, I know it's all easy in hindsight, but lots of people are talking about, and we touched on earlier, Arteta's reluctance to play youth.
Yeah.
Now, today, lots of people are picking up on Twitter saying that he should have played Lewis Skelly today at left back.
Well, I did say
instead of because he hasn't played Lewis Skelly, and therefore he's had to move Partey to right back and Timber to left back and bring in Jorginho.
I disagree.
Where if Lewis Skelly came straight in for Zinchenko, it would have been right.
Yeah.
Who paid in the week.
I disagree
Hear me out.
with that one.
That you would have had to have moved Partey or Timber. You could have get 2 players in their right position and Lewis Skelly to left back. Some people are saying, Luke Henry, that it was a bad decision from Arteta to do that and shuffle around a team that have come into this game on the back of a big win in the week. Is that fair, or is hindsight a wonderful thing?
I can see both sides because, like I said, this thing is just not an Arsenal thing, it's all teams. I don't like having right-footed left-backs because I think it distorts all your angles, especially if you're trying to play an inverted
Well, then
role.
just scrap the season then.
What do you mean scrap the season?
Because that's going to happen, and we've been doing that already.
What do you mean?
I know you got a preference of you like the players, left-footed players.
Yeah,
on
but
one
what I mean
side,
by that
and that's not why we lost today.
No, we didn't lose.
No, it feels like a loss.
Yeah, but no,
It's
I'm not saying that. All I'm just saying is, I'm saying,
not quite as good, but it's still good.
I can understand the reason. However, what I would say is, well, it's a hindsight is because I thought Adama Traore would be on the right hand side. So then you've got to think Miles Lewis Skelly coming back from an injury against Adama Traore. And also, a lot of people forget Miles Lewis Skelly, as naturally gifted as he is, he actually isn't a left back. He is actually a midfielder. But I can understand.
But he can play there, can't he?
He can play there. But it's a massive ask for him. So I can understand why Arteta did it. But it goes back to the point of left-footed left backs, right-footed, and then you can just play. Because sometimes in the second half, you see Timber in that midfield, and he's trying to thread the ball through to Rice, who's ahead of him, or Martinelli, and it's just not as fluid as when you have.
He's not great. He's not great. This is just in general. This is just an analysis that I've realised. Great defender on the ball.
Timber.
Yeah, I don't think he's as good on the ball. I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I'm being honest with you.
I think he's really good on the ball.
He's been
brilliant. Passes to Saka on the right side.
Odegaard, Timber on the right hand side.
For me personally, when I see, and I'll tell you what, right? Sometimes it's
Timber on the ball.
That's my honest opinion. I'm being honest. Like I've seen a couple times, and I think to myself, I don't know.
I won't give him any criticism because what he's doing.
You love Timber, don't you?
What he's doing post 8, and he's
exceptional. Timber.
If you want to ask me about a worry.
I think he's a great player.
No, he's a good player. I did not say he's a good player.
You didn't say that.
I said he's a good defender. I just have an issue sometimes when he receives the ball, especially from Raya, or for example, when we receive the ball, what his job is, he goes and he stands in between the defenders, in between the attackers. When he receives the ball, sometimes he just doesn't look as confident for me, and I go, ooh, I don't know.
on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.